Raj is a human catalyst connecting the green dots over a polyglot vegan, plugging barefoot Robin who connects the like-minded, be it running, plogging, waste management, tree plantation, or any such activity towards Mother Nature. Working as a regional manager for South and West India for a building materials MNC. Raj is a father of two kids. His mother is a teacher and musician. His wife is a homemaker doing all the back-end work for his volunteer activities. Thank you so much, Raj, for being with us here tonight, today evening. Another person today here is Raja, and Raja is a packet of energy who did his biomedical engineering from BMS and went on to work with several IT firms before he landed in a dream career behind the mic as a radio jockey for Radio Mirchi and Red FM and Num Radio. After his father's demise required him to quit his glamorous media career to take over the reins of a 40-year-old juice business in Malaysia. Raj, being a zero waste guy, gave his dad's shop a sustainable spin and transformed it into a zero waste juice bar, Eat Raja, which has gone viral all over the world in just 6 months. Now he calls himself a waste engineer who makes sure no single-use plastics are used and all wet waste is engineered into cow feed compost or bioenzyme. Thank you so much, Raja, for joining us here this evening. Vani, over to you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Aarti, for the great start. And welcome both Raj and Raja on this show. I have known you guys for quite some time now. Raja, I have known him personally, and of course, Raj, I have heard a lot about him, and great eco warriors who have made a huge difference in the way they are trying to promote things that are so important for us. So can you shift the thing? Okay. All right. So, welcome everyone, Facebook Live, whoever is watching here. And this is our third episode, and we are really very happy to bring in people with their stories and, inspire more and motivate more people to see, how these people have made a huge difference. So I'll start off with Raj. So you call yourself the human catalyst. So what dots are you connecting?
First of all, thank you, Vani Murthy ma'am. And yeah, well, the moment you said it's going to be an eco talk with Eat Raja, I thought, okay, first of all, me and Raja connected over trees.
Right.
Has actually strengthened us in the bonding. And now the Worm Rani is actually taking it to the next level. I would say you are the one who are actually bringing both of us together in a single platform. Thanks for that as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, coming to calling as a catalyst, connecting the dots. The reason I say this is myself and Raj have been part of quite a many groups as such, be it tree plantation or blogging or BYOC, all that stuff. And that's how we have connected quite a many people into this system. When you say this, waste management is what I mean. Together, we have done quite a many activities. And yes, he has his own business in terms of waste management. Let's Eat Raja. When as a volunteer, I started a concept called Bloggers Army, which I do it on a weekend basically. That's how, just to start with.
Okay.
Thank you. And you're so popularly known as Plog Raj, and we see everyone blogging these days. But what exactly is blogging? Can you just enlighten us about it?
Yeah, basically it's a Swedish term. It started off in 2016 in Sweden. It's a combination of two words, which is plogger, which means pick up, and OG is from the word job. So they have mixed both the words and made it as plog. That is pick up or a job.
Okay.
The concept became very famous thanks to Eric, who actually started off in Sweden when he started doing this across Sweden. And over a period of time, as you know, Bangalore and all the metros of late are into a lot of marathons and all that. And it got popularized even in India as well. Well, I would say Bangalore is pretty much influential in this because Bangalore was the first city to conduct Bengaluru Plogan, wherein it was even a Guinness record. I was one of the ambassadors for that. It was an initiative by Go Native. More than, I don't even remember the numbers. It will be tons and tons of trash picked up. And that's how the concept started off in Bangalore. And I'm sure now we have bloggers across all the major cities, you name it. And thanks to the concept being spread across the India, we are also a part of Eric's group as well. Eric is part of our group. Rather, I am also part of his group. We do connect over trash.
Oh, wow. Wow. Fantastic. You have come on a big journey, I'm sure. But where did it all start and what really inspired you? Because, you know, being influencers is so important to create that awareness, you know, to care for our Mother Nature. So we would definitely want to know what is that starting point.
Well, it was somewhere in roughly about 7.5 years when my little one was born. I was always thinking on doing something which is different from what I do professionally just to earn my bread. I was working for a beverage company, and when I say beverage, it's the world's top beverage company. I'm sure you're getting the name also. I don't want to mention it such. And yeah, so we used to have every weekend parties in the company as part of the weekly achievements, and we used to go for resorts, pubs, all this stuff. And once we happened to visit Chikmagalur, which is one of the most prestigious tourist spots for Karnataka, right? Over there, we were trying to click pictures, and unfortunately, we found a lot of trash, even in such a beautiful site. Just for the sake of pictures, I repeat saying this, just for the sake of pictures, we cleared only a bit of that, kept all the trash away, and took the pictures. Then, of course, it went viral. All of us, a lot of likes, comments, blah, blah, blah. But then when we went back to office, we were just thinking, just for the sake of picture, if you are able to get likes and comments, why not at least make it an habit? When I say habit, they say HABIT. If you take away A, it will be there. If you take away B, it will be there. That's how the word habit goes, right? We thought, why not make it a habit? Just to start with, what we did was going forward, whatever parties or events, wherever we go, at least we will not generate new trash. Whatever trash is there, that will be there like that. And whatever trash we generate, we'll get back to office and keep it in the bin. That's how it started in 2013, if I'm not wrong. 2012.
Okay. That's wonderful, because every journey has a beginning, and I'm sure this is a long way to go. We have many more miles, I'm sure. And yeah, Raja, now coming to you. Well, Aarti did introduce you as Waste Raja, Waste Engineer, and you know you call yourself by different name. I have started knowing you as RJ Raj when I first met you quite some time back. And yeah, so Waste Engineer. So how did you get that word, Waste Engineer? And tell us briefly what it really means, what it encompasses. You're mute. Raja?
I think there is some
network
problem. So
okay, we'll get back to Raja then. There he is. Yeah,
I'm back.
Yeah.
You know, I did my engineering in BMS college. So like every other Bangalorean, people think that, you know, the moment you finish engineering, you'll probably take up an ID job and then you go abroad and do your GRE and whatever. Okay. So after I did my engineering, I didn't really get into an IT job. So I was doing something else, and I got into radio, and I was there for 13 long years. So whoever I used to meet who were coming back from US, most of my friends are all there. They say, "Yeno Raja, engineering waste, So I was very, you know, unhappy about answering those questions. After I quit my radio, I was always, you know, waste oriented, as in I was always very conscious about what waste I used to always generate. So somehow I think that got more focus, and then I started working towards waste. And for that, the primary reason is one of the three people here, and that is Vani Murthy. So you are the one who actually got me more inclined towards waste and managing, or now what I call engineering waste.
Okay.
So after that, ever since I started working with waste, In fact, if you remember the first set of interviews where I interviewed you and a gang of all the girls, you yourself called as garbage girls because
yes,
you people
glamorous.
weren't
Don't miss the word.
Yeah.
Glamorous garbage girls.
Yeah,
We call ourselves that.
glamorous garbage girls. Okay, so I was like, how could anyone identify themselves with garbage? So, and that too, you made it glamorous. So I said, okay, fine. I'm also going to have a funky name to myself. So I said, instead of calling, Bangalore, everybody is an engineer, including Raj and me, and probably Aarti also maybe one day. So I said to myself that why should I not call myself a glamorous engineer? I said like, okay, I'll call myself a waste engineer because I engineer waste. Whatever people throw, I pick it up and I make sure that it is not going to landfill and it gets another form. It is repurposed into something else. Like how I learned from you composting. So it is not just going to go waste. So it is engineered into compost, and I engineer a lot of my fruit waste into cow feed. And then with the citrus fields, like how you had got me introduced to Pranapurna, I make sure that they all become bioenzymes. So that way there is no waste generated. So I'm engineering waste into another product. So I am a waste engineer.
Thank you. So, Raj, I wanted to ask you, what changed from the way you were living your life before and the way that you are living your life right now? Was there like a defining moment?
Yeah. Earlier, I used to have my juices in glasses, and now I have it in fruits. So, cheers, guys. This is a chili guava shot. I'm having it inside of a Shimla mirchi.
That is so innovative. I would definitely want to have some guava juice in a chili.
And I'm actually today serving mango juice inside of Shimla mirchi. So it's really spicy and really yum.
Wow.
Yeah, what triggered me was obviously that, since I did my engineering from BMS college, we were always cultured into not throwing anything at all. Right from my first year, my seniors, not even my college people, they'd taken us for a trek and they told us that, we're going to give you lunch packets, but only if you return the breakfast packets. So as in they had really taught us in a very nice way of not disposing anything. So since then, I was always cultured into never throwing anything outside my bag or my pocket. So it was always there within me. But when I came and saw my dad's juice center, he used to use a lot of plastic, a lot of paper. And since I was a radio jockey, I had a certain image. Then I said, like, while I'm, planting trees along with Plograj, with say trees, and I'm doing so many things, how can my shop generate a lot of waste? So I asked my dad not to do so, but he didn't agree to it. But after he passed away, then I got this golden opportunity. I said, like, okay, now let me turn this around. And that's how I banned everything much before. In fact, Vani ma'am, you remember this very, 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 very well. Before I restarted Eat Raja, I had gone to Ani ma'am's house. I asked, how can I make this zero waste? And I had written down, I think, some 60, 70 points, and we were checking on all of them.
Yes, amazing.
You were the one who first said, it's very easy, just ban everything that is disposable. And quite rightly, I did that. And here you go. We have, India's first zero waste juice bar.
Fantastic. What a journey that has been. Now, coming to Raj, what do you think is lacking in people when it comes to littering? Why is it so rampant that people, you have been picking litter, actually, jogging and picking litter and getting more people. You have an army of them. So what is this? Why is it happening like this? And what is it lacking? What kind of awareness is needed for such a, it's like a disease, throwing things or spitting and all that. Yeah.
See, what happens generally, first of all, when I start a blog is first I invite all the bloggers to take up a pledge. And the pledge goes like this. When we take a couple of arts, which actually are baptized by people like you, that is, first is rethink, then refuse, then reduce, then reuse, recycle. Then I use the word remove. When I say remove plastic from the roads as well as from your lifestyle.
Okay.
Then respect. When you respect Mother Nature, ultimately it's rejoice. Everybody works for happiness, right? Ultimately it's rejoice. That's how we started a mock drill kind of stuff, wherein we do the drill and then take up the blogging. And after this, what we do generally is we say, boss, blogging not only burns calories, it burns your ego as well.
Yes.
That's how I start the conversation with. Because the moment you pick somebody else's trash, That's when you get to know what kind of mess we are creating to Mother Nature. In fact, I remember you going to a landfill and completely it changed your lifestyle as well. Correct?
Yes, yes.
So I would say it's the garbage that actually connected each one.
Absolutely.
And yeah. And I see that you interact a lot with kids, and kids are also a huge part of what you want to do and your plugging journey. Is there a difference between how children react to plugging and how children look at plugging and how adults look at it?
Yeah, see, what I personally feel, probably what we have, each one of us have learned right from childhood is we actually won't do what is told to us. We actually follow what somebody else does. Be it parents, teachers, anybody. I'm sure you would agree with this. We often follow what is done by others rather than taught by others, correct?
Yes.
So, in fact, I would actually give credit to my daughter when I actually named her as Avni in 2012, just to ensure that, you know, the kind of commitment I have to my daughter, the same kind of commitment I need to have for environment as such. That was one of the reasons I kept her name as Avni. And to continue the conversation, every time I say about blogging, I say, imagine a beautiful picture. For example, your favorite, say it can be your mom's or friends or whatever. We always make sure it's very, very clean, right? Any photo of a favorite person of yours, you always clean. I say, imagine Mother Earth on a broader spectrum as a bigger picture. Will you spit on it? Will you throw trash on it?
No.
Do it on your favorite picture. So why are you doing it on Mother Earth? That's the kind of belongingness I try to get into the system. And it's a system right from children to adults to seniors. That's how I pick up the conversation and then continue it.
And you think it's a lot easier to, convert children into the whole, plugging concept than adults?
Absolutely. The reason being, the moment in your house when children say, Papa, Mama, don't use plastic. I've seen XYZ talking about it, or Vani Mom talking about it, or Raja talking about it, or Blograj talking about it for that matter. It hits you. It literally hits you. Our children are teaching us. Why don't we change? So that's where I felt children will quickly adapt to this kind of stuff. And obviously, parents have to follow. There is no other choice as such.
Can you tell us the pledge that you make children take again?
Yeah. Basically, what I say is from today, goes like this, from today, I am responsible for my waste. When I say I am responsible, I am going to rethink, refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle, remove. When I say remove from my lifestyle as well as neighborhood, respect Mother Nature, and then it's a rejoice. In fact, it's a video, probably I'll share once this conversation is over.
Sure.
Where we have done hundreds of such blogs wherein the children literally take up the pledge. And we clearly say on waste segregation. When I say waste segregation, I say once it is mixed, it cannot be fixed. This line actually I learned it from Malini and the people from Bangalore E03. I keep saying that because once it is mixed, it cannot be fixed. Yes. So these kind of, I also have this thing called Trash Talk series, probably which I'll discuss in a couple of minutes.
Okay, that's amazing. Okay, now Raja, you when you came home and you got all these ideas that you had put in a notebook and you were extremely enthusiastic, and I remember the excitement with which you came and showed me all that, and you were discussing with me and Uma. And so how did this concept itself, get into you, saying that it's an idea that you want to, you're selling an idea, to be environmentally friendly, and this idea has to reach more people. So how did that, what was how did you conceive that kind of concept?
So, Vani ma'am, as you already know, we were all matching the same wavelength as to, we were always fighting garbage, and I really never wanted to generate any garbage. So when I looked at my shop, there was, I always used to campaign, don't use plastic. Then I come to my shop and I see so much of plastic being used. Then I had to come up with, it's very easy to speak. So then people used to think that, or maybe because this guy is an RJ, it's a very fancy thing to go and, say, ban plastic, don't use plastic. But then I somehow felt that, I was not justifying what I was trying to say. Although I personally have always been doing it, publicly I'd never really done it. to show people that this could be a possibility. And then after my dad passed away, then I had a fantastic chance and a platform to show people how it can be done. And here today, for the last 800 days, we haven't given away even a single piece of paper, be it paper cup or plastic cup or tissue or straw. The biggest thing, the straw. So I feel really awesome. I was just working the numbers every single day. If we were to throw so much, it comes up to about some 78,000 pieces of single use. And I haven't done that. That gives me more happiness. So when I thought, all that I asked Vani ma'am was that, ma'am, how do I make it zero waste? That's all I asked her. And she told me, just ban these 5 single-use disposables. One was obviously PET bottle, which I've banned it totally at my shop. Then the straws, then a paper cup, plastic cup, and any kind of packaging that is a carry bag. So it was that easy for me. All that I had to do was just ban these things. And the rest that I was left with was only fruit peels, which I'm making bioenzymes, compost, and cow feed. So it's actually that easy. But the only thing that anybody, any corporate or anybody wants to do to go zero waste is make up that mind. And you should have people who back us like Vani ma'am. I think, ma'am, you also remember after 1 year of starting, I many times message you saying, I don't think I'll be able to make this. I'm going to probably shut shop.
I'll come to that question. Yes, I will come to that question.
but Raja, I'm very curious. How do your customers react to when you give them in like a chili or a fruit or a vegetable? How do they react? What is their reaction?
You know what, Aarti, in the beginning when I started doing it, they thought I must be crazy. So why am I giving it in a bowl, and what happened to that, shiny glass or the paper cup or the plastic cup? Why aren't we giving it? Then I used to argue with them. Of course, my tone of talking to them was slightly more different. So they probably got offended. But after, when a few Instagrammers came, they started posting pictures. Some of them really felt it cool, drinking it off. Because I remember everybody who was being served juices in the fruit shell, they were not just drinking it, they were smiling. They were either talking about me. It initiated a conversation. How many such juice centers are there where you go, you actually spend a little time before you drink the juice? And that was happening. So I always call my cafe as a conversational cafe. There's so many things. You'll never come here for just drinking juice. It's an experience all by itself.
Absolutely. And also they get famous because you make videos and you put it out. So, definitely it's so much of excitement around in your cafe. It's always buzzing.
Speaking of people who are unaware of new initiatives, Raj, when you went plogging, I'm sure you must have interacted with people who had no idea what plogging was. What kind of reaction and what kind of conversations would you have with them?
Well, generally, first question that comes is, why should I do? The moment I'll say, for example, let's go to Jayanagar, and I say, let's do plogging. First question that comes into mind for anybody is, why should I plog? Correct. They'll ask me, why should I plog? Then, okay, this is not our trash, but this is our planet. That's how I start the conversation with them. The moment you hit them like that, they feel like, arey, yaar, correct. Probably when I say planet on a local platform, what I say is, this is your street. It's the street where you're walking, you're jogging, you're using it every day. Why don't you take it up? All you have to do is burn your calories. In the process, you get to burn your egos. As I technically see, it gives more sense of satisfaction because it burns extra calories as such. Because vlogging, just picking up the trash, it also involves little bending, picking up, running, and all that stuff. It's a mix of Swachh Bharat plus Swasth Bharat. That's what I would say.
Super. And you've been doing so many things, right from the cleanups within the city, on the beach. I think outside Bangalore city, you've done tree plantation drives, waste management. You carry your own cutlery, and then you have Kids Army, you have the Plog Army, you're a barefoot runner, you're a vegan, and also there is one called Robin Hood Army. Could you just talk about Robin Hood Army?
Well, somewhere down the line, I think roughly about 2 years back, I was just driving from a blog and coming back home. And then I saw a couple of people in green teas serving some food. And I probably, I think I remember getting into Facebook and understanding what exactly it is. Well, Robin Hood Army is a zero funded tree organization wherein we bridge the gap. When I say bridge the gap, it's basically bridging the gap between excess and shortage. Imagine, for example, I have a function at our house and I expected 100 people. For whatever reasons, only 70 people turned up. So 30 people food is left out. Remember, it's not just food, it's resource, it's effort, and much more. Correct. It's not just food that is getting wasted. So why not create a platform all wherein I can pass on the same food people who are just close by, who literally sleep hungry. Probably that was the concept that actually started by Neil in Delhi. And we got to know about this just about 3 years back, if I remember, I got to know about this. Thanks to the kind of army we have built up, I started circulating about it to quite a many eco groups, and the army has literally grown up tremendously. We bridge the gap, connect the dots between excess and shortage. On weekends, we actually give up classes for the slum dwellers kids. Then we give them basic education as well. That's what happens on a weekend. I would say basically food is only a medium through which we want to educate people. We just use food as a medium. I would say that.
Okay. Amazing initiatives.
Yeah, speaking of the many initiatives that you are part of, you also promote sustainable menstruation. And I'm very curious to know how people react to you promoting sustainable menstruation.
When he holds the she cup, the menstrual cup. Yes, that's amazing.
I remember a blog which happened last May 28th, if I'm not wrong, wherein Meenakshi Bharat, who is known for this across India, I would say. Most of you over here, if I'm not wrong. So I listened to her conversation along with quite many people from Bangalore Eco Team, beautiful Bangalore at Cubbon, wherein she spoke literally about the kind of menace it's creating in terms of plastic, which is actually my core subject in terms of picking up trash. Secondly, I also understand the problems that the women face on this kind of concept, which is still a taboo. Unfortunately, people don't talk about it openly, especially if you talk about men. I hardly see any men speaking about it.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought. That was one conversation I remember for a lifetime, I would say. Then over a period of time, I got into volunteering. When I saw people suffering with this kind of thing, but not being vocal about it, somewhere I felt I need to do this. And then that's why I was thinking on these lines. Just unfortunately, when this COVID thing started, in current scenario, I cannot blog. It doesn't make sense to call so many people, right? We need to respect the kind of rules set by government also. At the same time, social distancing needs to be followed. That's when I thought, why not the blogman be a cupman? That is, cupman can be version of blogman.
Fantastic.
So much.
This is really so inspiring, So really, if you stand in the space of being an influencer and, you're trying to inspire. So what keeps you motivated to, inspire these thousands of people that you come across who have heard of you, who follow you, who are part of your army? So what is that motivation that, keeps pushing you to walk these miles?
One is, as I said, on a personal level, I said the commitment that I'm going to give to my daughter is the same commitment that I'm going to give to environment. So every day I see Avni, I remember, yes, I need to do something for environment as well. Secondly, I always remember the lessons taught by my mom and teachers who say every act of yours has an impact. Now it's up to you to decide what kind of impact you want to make. I repeat this, every act of ours has an impact. Now, it depends on you to what kind of impact you want to make.
Golden words. Absolutely.
So, anyways, we are going to do something or the other. And any act of ours has going to have an effect. So, why not a positive effect? Why not make things better rather than bitter?
Right.
That's something which keeps me every day, man.
Fantastic. And that will stay with you forever, because that's the more, what drives you. So Raja, now we're coming back to that question of your struggles, and did you ever feel that you should give up at a particular time? And what was it like? What was that phase like?
Well, almost every other day, I'm just a human being, right? So even today, I feel like giving up sometimes when I'll just show you how the shop looks like. So this is not the shop which has been so always, before Corona, it was like some 100 people used to always be here. They used to wait, and you can see how deserted it is. So these are the days when I also feel like, oh man, what do I do now? I have to do something, because I'm not the kind of a person who's always sitting quiet too. So there were many days when I said, okay, I don't think I'll be able to pull this off. I have messaged Vani ma'am early morning, 5 o'clock, like, I think I'll not be able to do this and things like that. But then I always, like how Plograj also said, he always thought about Avni, and I need to create a better future for her. And I used to always look at my mom and say, like, look at this lady. She has been home quarantined for like 50, 60 years. She's never come out, but she comes here with me at the shop and she works. And she's like, at this age, if she can come and do it, I'm still so young. I'm only 18 years old. So why don't I do something about it? So I started working with a lot of positive things, because everybody has negativity, but how to turn it into positivity is when I started, making cups. It was very creative, it's very satisfying. So I started playing around with fruits, and that's how the creativity also comes. So once I took the watermelon, then the muskmelon, then the guava. Now I have about 40 plus different fruits. In fact, we don't use any cup at all, only in juices, all served only in fruit cups. So when I look back at this journey, like when I look back at those 800 days, I feel awesome. And the only thing that I have learned is I never gave up. I must have definitely felt bad, definitely exhausted, tired, heartbroken, but I never gave up. I again picked up myself, and like in Ye Jawani Hai Diwani, where Ranveer Kapoor says, right, मैं भागना चाहता हूँ, दौड़ना चाहता हूँ, गिरना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन कभी हारना नहीं चाहता. So again, the next day morning, I'm back at it, doing something or the other. Never ever gave up. Even in my engineering, even till date, be it my running in costume, everywhere I've seen failures. But the only one thing that I've been doing is consistently doing it, never ever gave up. And that's the only thing that keeps me positive and probably successful.
That's so inspiring. That's so inspiring. Absolutely. I wish that's the way we all need to have, to have success in whatever we are trying to achieve in this, because we are all on a mission to create something beautiful for the future. And so Raj, I want you to tell me what kind of challenges, or do you have faced disappointments? And I'm sure you also never gave up on any of them. So what are the challenges and the lows that you had?
I would like to interrupt and ask, I used to always wonder, see, I'm just handling only my cafe right now, but Raj is like, I think he has a Vishwarupa. He does everything. He's there in the Bloggers Army. He is planting trees, and he is also heading a big company. He must have had like a million works to do there as well. But I really don't know how does he manage to do it.
Raj, and he's got 2 kids at home.
And 2 kids also. And everybody else on the street is also his kids, because the way he gels with all the, whenever we go plogging, I see that he immediately connects with them. He teaches them the drill. And when they, do the Rejoice song, it is so amazing. They all go back with smile. I don't know how you do that. Raj, tell me, do you ever feel like giving up or not?
Well, people around you, the people, when I'm talking about people like you or Vani, you are the guys who keep inspiring me every day. So when I'm around people with those kind of people, I'm sure my energy levels go up and not down. So what generally I do, ma'am, there have been quite many instances wherein people would say, hey Raj, JP Nagar Sikapata trash ide il banbidu anta. Initially they should do like that. And some friends used to call, hey, come, nammane galis dekano onsaji baar. I'm sure you're getting in.
Yeah.
So initially it used to hurt me. I mean, boss, I'm not here to clean somebody else's trash, right? The whole objective is to create a sense of belongingness so that you don't litter.
Very true.
But yes, there have been quite many instances wherein I went and said, boss, next time when I come, one thing I would expect from you is, what are the things that you have done on personal level, and what are the things society level? Because at the end of the day, you need to connect the dots. I keep saying this word because there are wonderful people spread across the cities. There are wonderful groups spread across the city, working in silos. Why not create a platform where everybody talks about good things? Little things together will make a big difference. As we all know, even every drop counts. That's what we say, right? So that's how it started off. And then coming to gelling with people, what I generally try to do is, I'm a good movie buff as such. So I try to make some taglines and jingles with this. Just to give an instance, when I talk to kids, I say, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, single use nako yaar." So, twinkle, twinkle, little star, the all kids will say, "Single use nako yaar." Then when I say, soda, lemon, ginger pop, say trees on the top.
Wow.
Say, so I create those kind of taglines. Then I say, simple, for example, when we say about BYOC, I say BYOC is Bartan se badlao. It's Bartan. I mean, a vessel can make a difference. I just give an instance when I travel across, I keep saying, so when I go to a flight and get into a flight and then pick up my BYOC cup, everybody, for that matter, for a second, the air hostess laughs at me and then says, she salutes me. She says, "Thank you, sir. Nobody has asked for this." Everybody, I mean, obviously they serve water in paper cups. Unfortunately, even now, 90% of the airlines, they give beverage in paper cup. I pick up my glass and say, "Please give me that." The moment the next person sees that, he will hesitate to actually ask for a coffee. I've seen this ample times. They will hesitate because when I'm using a stainless steel cup, how can he use a paper cup? It's indirectly insulting him. I don't mind that. But if we can change, obviously my purpose of doing that cup is done.
Yes,
Similarly, when I travel in a bus also, I just pick up, just like that I pick up. Let them think whatever. In fact, KSRTC had an initiative wherein they said, encourage BYOC a surprise gift as well. So I was one of those. I went to most of the buses. I picked up my glass, took a picture with the conductor, said, "How do you feel about it?" They say, "Sir, ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೆದಾಯ್ತು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವಾಟರ್ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಈ ತರ ನೀವೇ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದು ನೀವು ಕುಡಿತೀರಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ." So that's how I try to gel into the people. When I talk to elders, probably ladies who probably are more inclined towards God, that what I say is, Raghupati Raghava Rajaram, Saf Safai Sabka Kaam.
So
when I say Rajaram, Saf Safai Sabka Kaam, it teaches them literally. It literally connects, I would say. Similarly, imagine Ganapati festival is going to come very, very close. Then I say, Ganapati Bapa Moria, milkar humne saaf kiya.
So you're connecting everything there.
So
right.
I try to probably live in the moment. So imagine I see a disposable mask. I say disposables are a blunder, reusables are a wonder. So I try to create this kind of short lines which literally connects you faster, and more importantly, when you go back, you easily remember them. That's the attempt I make sincerely.
Very true, very true. What you're saying is so true, because there's so much of excitement when you get these, these kind of rhyming things, and children, as you said, catch, and even elders, not just children. Everybody feels so happy saying this. So now coming to Raja, I have always seen your videos, the closeness that you have to your dog, to Scooby, and also Scooby Murray, and you go feed the cows, you talk to them, and you are a vegan. So what is it? What is that journey about? Your love for animals and being a vegan.
Well, actually, I was born into a non-veg eating family, and I was the only guy who never used to touch non-veg in my kid days until I became a teenager. And then when I became a teenager, like everybody else, fascinated, Hrithik Roshan and types, I wanted to build body. So there was a time that I probably ate everything that was moving on this planet Earth. And there was one time, those days I lived in Kerala and I came back, and I realized that, I was doing something really wrong. At once, when I saw a video that really, and one of my senior who was also a vegan, she told me that, you can live without meat and you can live without even dairy products. And that was a turning point for me. And I said, can I really try doing that? Because I was not like, I was born eating non-veg and things like that. So it became easy for me to just give up those things and start living. Those were the days I got into running and active, healthy lifestyle and things like that. So I also, I wouldn't say that I'm still 100% vegan, because there are many times when we go out for functions, I don't want to really make it an issue and not disrespect them. Sometimes I do have it, so I can't really proudly claim so. But then I also figured out for vegans to say vegans, there are very few options. Like whenever you go on, almost every cafe, every restaurant does offer anything and everything that's got to do with dairy products. So I said like, okay, I'm going to be at least a cafe that can help vegans, without any guilt, have something. If I can't do it, at least I can make my place vegan because I was a boss. And when a boss takes a call, and that's it, everybody has to follow. I said no more milk from tomorrow, and that's it. Since October 2019, we have turned vegan, and I'm very, very happy that being zero waste, being vegan, I think I'm in a totally different planet, and it's an all-time high.
Yeah, absolutely. So Raj, your slogans are really, truly very inspiring. I think it reaches to children from all ages, right from, toddlers to adults who are 80. But do you have some tips on how we as citizens can be more responsible towards the litter we generate?
Probably what I would say is it might be in sync with what E03 does. Every morning when you get up, make a friend with the dustbin. So start putting stuff, and after a week, just see, are you loading it or unloading it? Just make a list of things that you are actually adding it, and make a list of things which can be actually stopped. The moment you start friending it, it will not smell bad. First of all, over a period of time, it will reduce. It will not smell bad. And then take all the kitchen waste into composting. I have a terrace garden wherein I keep growing plants as well whenever possible. So it's all interconnected. Every waste, I won't say any waste is a waste. It's actually a resource. For that matter, even dry waste also. Because once you actually, for example, I just mean it gives me a line when I say any product, the best eco-friendly product is the one which is never bought. I always use this line. The best eco-friendly product is the one that is never bought. Rather than going for example, I have a bottle which is plastic. Rather than again going for a stainless steel bottle, how do I try to repurpose it? That's the first question I have in my mind. So what is that I can do with this? Like whatever glass bottles E03 picks up, he does it. Does use it for making bioenzymes, if I'm not wrong, right, Raja?
Yeah.
So as I said, yes, this is the main line that gives me instance. Boss, don't buy a product just because you have money. There are lakhs of people who are selling from stuff which they don't have. Let me give a small example. In fact, it happened just about 1.5 days back. I would love to share about this. I happen to know about a girl who is just 13.5 years old. Her name is Dia. She got to know about me and she joined my army. She says, sir, my objective is basically to give basic footwear to the people who do not have footwear. I remembered an event which we created last year. We piled up a huge quantity of shoes and clothes. We gave it to the slums. Then this idea of her literally struck me. I thought, okay, I'm going to make it viral, come what may. We made a poster within just half an hour, made some lines with that. Trust me, within half an hour, I got nothing less than 30 to 40 calls. Wow. I mean, 30 to 40 calls, and that too, quite a many people are like saying, boss, our entire apartment will give you. When are you ready to pick it up? And this girl was super excited. She's just 13.5 years old. Just imagine the kind of excitement she has. She said, I never imagined that the kind of response I would get. These are the kinds of things that excite me. Just about 1.5 days before that, I got into a conversation with a girl, with a lady rather, who's collecting books. I asked her, what is the reason? What are you going to do with the books? She says, hundreds of schools where there's books also. They don't have basic books. Let me collect all the books and set up libraries. That is Grandhalaya in Pathshala. Grandashala in Pathshala, rather I would say. I just love the concept. Then again made some small posters in line with her thoughts. And then just sent a couple of messages on WhatsApp and Facebook. More than the likes and comments, I get calls. So it goes into such an extent level now, they don't have time and space to store. That's the kind of response we get. And it all happens because everywhere beautiful people are there, wonderful souls are there. All we need is just to connect the dots. Everybody can be a catalyst. You can't be omnipresent. Let's accept the fact that we cannot be omnipresent. The whole objective is to spread it across. Yes. And these are the kind of platforms I try to spread it across.
Yeah. And Raja is showing his bioenzyme bottle, I think.
I saw that.
Yes. Yeah. Repurpose bottle. People, today's Friday. Today's Friday, right? No.
Yes.
Yeah, today's Friday. So people drink and they used to throw away bottles. So I was so paranoid because when Paura Karmika came and said, like, "Ee bottle alla hodakta irtare, pick madak agadilla." So I set up one bottle rack and said, "Please, from now on, leave your bottles here." And people actually they leave a lot of bottles now. I collect them when I make bioenzymes. I put them inside these and I gift it to so many people. Nowadays, I don't buy any gifts to give it to anyone. So I just give them a bottle of bioenzyme, which is still very good. And the need of the hour, especially during COVID, they want to disinfect. So I've got like liters and liters of bioenzyme. So I just give it off to them. That's it.
Raj, back to you. You said such wonderful things about plogging. Now, even I feel like I want to go and plog. I've never done that. And even though I love the outdoors, I've never really ventured into the plogging space. Definitely, I'll get in touch with you soon. But I just wanted to know why should, for everyone else watching this, why should we plog?
Yes. As I said, first thing that the moment you get up, what you do, you always try to be happy, right? Any person for that matter tries to do all the things that can make him or her happy, correct?
Yes.
So if at all, imagine a situation, I don't throw any trash, what is the kind of happiness you'll see in the face of all? Just give a small example. There's one video that's going viral when a lady speaks about the kind of mess that we humans have created in throwing the disposable mask. It's just about 1.5 days back. I saw the video. Just request is, please do not litter. All you have to do is just pack them into your recycle bin, or probably just pack them into paper and mention it in red color and give it off. It's not just us, even their health is at risk. If their health is at risk, they travel across the city, and for sure it will affect everybody. Correct. So as I keep saying again and again, the impact that we are going to leave is what's going to make a difference. I call it as MAD, M-A-D, MAD. Are you going to be mad? They say, man, make a difference. What is the difference you're going to make is what I insist upon. And I can't just do that by saying, it's louder than voice. So what I try to do is, I say, well done is always better than well said.
Yes. And what's your vision and dream?
Yes. There's these kind of things which I love to answer. I would like to fail. Bloggers Army would like to fail. Failure is the stepping stone to success. Success is the stepping stone to failure. Every time I succeed in a blog, it means the stars are still there. People are still littering. So I'm a failure. The more and more success I see in blog, the more and more I become famous. There's something wrong in the system. So I would be happiest person when I fail as a blogger. That is a situation wherein I hardly see any trash. That's the biggest thing. For this, what I've done is I made it into 3 things. First is Let's Blog India. That is LETS, Let's Blog India. Currently, there's no such kind of, super duper enthusiasm that there's no trash. Currently, unfortunately, there's huge amount of trash on roads. So now it's Let's Blog India. Within 5 years, it's really Less Blog India. The kind of situation that we will blog less because there's hardly any trash. For example, if you go to city like Coorg, you will hardly find trash. It will be less blog. It's not that you'll not find, but you'll find very less compared to cities. Now, after 20 years, it's Unplog India or No Blog India. So from today, I cannot say, boss, tomorrow onwards, it's Swachh Bharat. It cannot happen like that. It has to be gradual and it has to change from within. It's just around the corner, is what I say.
Long vision that you have. That's fantastic. And really, we wish that, all your dreams and your visions, become a reality. Keep failing. It's good because I always tell people, I failed terribly when I started composting. And today it's like, I've talked non-stop about composting because that failure is the one which gave me so much of learning. We learn more. You have more space to, take it to a larger, audience and a larger, you can establish in a larger way. So, Raja, you have always been as a RJ, behind the mic, But right now you are in the front of the mic. It's like all the time you have the press and you have the media covering you. I'm sure there's not one channel that has not covered you, not one magazine that has not written about you, or one social media that has not, interviewed you. So you have increased your popularity. Your influence is like very real now. What is that now? How is that responsibility going to be on you?
Well, it's a very interesting thing because it's only social media that helped me a lot. And after that, almost every other media has come and covered it. It also constantly puts me under the scanner that, oh, I have to be really clean because some media has said that this is what it is all about. When people come, they come with a lot of expectations. And so I have to live up to the expectations. It's a really good positive pressure, I must say. So I'm all the time looking at, okay, I have to show you this place. This place, if you have seen any time before, this is a place where a lot of dust was being thrown, garbage was being thrown. But now what I've done is I've changed that place, and even the temple people have also appreciated it, and they have kept pots and all these things. So it has changed. So it will take some time for people to change also. And we also should allow people some room, some leverage so that they can also do that. So my idea is to make every black spot into a beautiful spot. So that is my next vision along with Plog Raja. I would definitely like to do it. There shouldn't be anything black spot as such. So my idea is to make everything that is black spot into colorful. Oh, that's my watermelon dispenser. So I definitely want to make, yeah, I want to make every college campus, every corporate at least have a zero waste cafe which tells them, because I feel people should sample what zero waste is. When people come to my shop, like how we have, when we are facing this corona, we always say, Allah Bhagwantan bittido. So when they come to my shop, they can happily say, Allah Rajan bittido, because he will take care of the waste. And I honestly, responsibly do so, because I make sure that they can have a guilt-free experience. I collect the waste and make sure, in fact, I tell them, ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕುಡಿದು ನೀವು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಕಟ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. They ask me, what is this ಪುಣ್ಯ ಕೋಟಿ ಜ್ಯೂಸ್? I tell them, ನೀವು ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕುಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾನು ಪುಣ್ಯ ಕೋಟಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, and she will bless you. So if you look at it, everybody, when they understand what is happening, they really appreciate it. So people who are coming to my shop are genuine, really genuine. There are people who want to come to my shop who are coming, and there are people who are just passing by, like some crazy stuff is happening, let's go check it out. And they get wowed, like, this is so nice, just to drink, a guava juice in a guava and eat that also, and look at your hand, there is nothing left. So they feel absolutely happy. So I tell them, I will force you to go zero waste, whether you like it or not. I will not give you a straw, I will not give you tissue. So I keep telling them, more than selling juices, I keep telling them I sell a concept, and as long as you have liked the concept, amazing, great, my job is done.
Wow, what a big influencer you are. So it's making a difference in a lot of people's life, because they learn by seeing what you have trying to project, and this is something that's so important. Could you say a little bit about, between you both, talk about the E03, the initiative?
Oh, and, yeah, that's what connected me and
yes,
Raj.
I know, that's what, both of you. And that initiative is really something that we all need, because trees are being felled and cities are expanding. And what is that initiative, and what kind of trees, where do you plant, and what kind of groups are these tree planters?
Yes, Raja, you can speak.
Raja, you say, then Raj also can say.
In fact, I got to know about Raj.
Raja, can you hear?
Yes.
I think Raja is having some technical issues.
I could hear you clearly.
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, yeah, I'm back. So that is how Raj and I got connected through E03. E03 is an NGO which plants trees left, right, center, and we are more famous now for constructing forests. And that's such an amazing thing. If ever anybody gets a chance, just go to our Instagram handle, Twitter, or just Google E03. You'll find all those forests that we have created, many lakes that we have rejuvenated. Unbelievable is that Kalsnadli Lake, Raj. I think you must also know that. I never believed that a lake could be rejuvenated that way. Now it is so much water that we could have probably the next Olympic swimming game over there. So much water is there.
Wow.
In fact,
yeah, you tell.
Also, to make it into an eco-friendly activity. So any tree plantation of ours, we make sure there is hardly any disposable, point number one. And then we also plug. We also make sure apart from planting trees, we clear the trash as well. So we always leave green footprints, literally, L-I-T-T.
Literally. Super.
Your play on words are amazing, both of yours. Coming to play on words, Raja, I wanted to, I've been following you on Instagram and I see these lovely boards that you put up with, it's in Kannada, English, all of them mixed. Do you have a saying or something that you put up on your chalkboard that really, feels most close to you?
This question is to me, right?
Yeah, Raja, you're the only one who has a chalkboard who writes.
So I always feel that, my cafe is a conversational cafe. And I figured out that many times if I tell someone, their ego might be hurt. So I make sure that it is said, but in a very, very comical way. Many times I would have written, "Dear Bhakta, I can't come and pick the trash that you have put. So please don't litter," or something like that. So these are some of the things that I write in my, those slates that we have. And they're really amazing. A lot of people actually spend a lot of time just looking at it. And many of those things which I can't really say all the time is written there. Like how the BYOC, like, oh, 20 rupees, something 20. What is this BYOC? Many people don't know what BYOC is. They come and ask me what is BYOC, and I would have written a lot of explanation things. Like there are some 20 odd slates there. Every now and then I keep changing it, and it's a great way to communicate people, even when you're not really talking to them too. It's a great attention seeker too. People don't just look at it; they go take pictures and they go, and sometimes they get tagged. I feel very happy about it.
Yeah, it's like the visual impact is so good. That's so important, because as the more you talk, many people can hold back what you're saying, but what they've seen, it retains with them. So what are your goals for future, Raja, about expanding your business? Do you have some kind of franchisee that you will look at?
Yeah, definitely. Ever since my videos went viral, especially with Abhi and you, the start of the year, where there was a day when we made only 50 rupees business at the same shop. And January 4th of this year, 2020, we made 50,000 rupees business, unimaginable. And the turnaround time was only 6 months. And I can't believe when I was planning to shut this down, now this year I started expanding as well. So I got so many calls from all over the world. We even went ahead. We partially opened.
You went to Dubai.
To Dubai, to Chennai, and even in Bangalore, many colleges. BNMIT is one such zero waste college. Then Christu Jayanti, we wanted to put up an all-women Eat Raja there. So many things have happened, but because of Corona, which happened right at the time when we wanted to expand this Yugadi, everything has been put on hold for the time being. And I don't think it's a great time to do anything, but we might take baby steps to do it. But definitely in the next few months, you will see a lot of Eat Rajas. Wow. I would say a lot of zero waste cafes all over.
Fantastic. You are heroes, both of you, the Swachhata heroes, Desh ki heroes. So we are so proud as Bangaloreans to have both of you living here and, making a huge difference and influencing people all over the world. So keep the motivation up and, let's keep connecting the dots and, make it a really fun place to be. To be in this space is really fun because Raja, you're entertaining. Raj is again, doing so many, all these, what you create with wordplay, and you entertain at the same time. You're showing care, and that's amazing.